is cheesecake. New York style cheesecake. Let's see what happens. Let's do this. We're gonna start with making our crust for our cheesecake with 25 Biscoff cookies. Now these cookies, we call them airplane cookies because whenever we fly Delta, we get these cookies. They're delicious. We're gonna just blend everything together in a food processor. So blend it up with a stick of butter melted, some salt and some cinnamon, and then I used 1/3 of a cup of sugar in this recipe, but frankly, I think with the cookies, it actually made it really, really sweet, and next time I do this, I'm just gonna skip the sugar altogether. So then once that is all blended up, you're gonna wanna put this in a 9-inch springform pan. And so I went ahead and lined the whole thing with some parchment paper, and I greased that as well to get the cheesecake out of it as easily as possible. And I might not pinch that in there like I did with the base the next time. I'm not a cheesecake expert, so I'm gonna try a couple different tricks. So now just dump your cookie crumbs in the bottom of your pan and flatten it out. I like to use the measuring cups to flatten it out. I think they work really nicely. And then you can also just use your fingers. And then after you get it nice and flat, you're going to want to put it in a 350-degree oven for about 10 minutes. And when it's cooled for a little bit, then you can start on that cheesecake filling. In a large bowl, whisk together 1.5 cups of sugar with 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. So you get that cornstarch nice and broken up. And then whisk together 4 eggs and 1 egg yolk in a different bowl with 2 teaspoons of lemon juice and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Then in your sugar mixture, put in 4 softened sticks of cream cheese, the 8-ounce ones, and then you're gonna slowly start to blend those together. This is why you want softened cream cheese, so you want to have it sit out for a while or do some fun stuff to get it to soften, but you want it to be softened because blending it will be a big pain in the rear if it's not soft. So when you get that nice and beaten up, then very slowly again, you're going to start adding in your egg mixture and just whip it up until it gets nice and smooth before you add in your next batch of eggs. And then you can blend this up slowly, and then as it starts to mix, you can kind of put your speeds up a little bit higher to get it nice and smooth. When you don't have any more cream cheese lumps and it's nice and smooth, then just fold in 1 cup of sour cream and just slowly churn that in there. You don't want to beat in any air or anything, but just add it in nicely. And then just dumpy dump that bowl of goodness into your crust, your pan, with your crust in it. And then it's almost ready to go. Look at that. It's just all jiggly. I was trying to get some of the air bubbles out. So here is where I think I went wrong a little bit. You're going to want a water bath, and I think what you're going to want to do is have a much bigger pan to put that in, so like a roasting pan, and then fill the sides with water. And then bake it for 1 hour and 40 minutes, and after that time, turn off the oven, crack open the door to your oven, and leave it in there for another hour before putting it in your fridge to cool overnight. Okay, so it's the next day. And I'm not gonna lie, while it was cooling at some point in the oven, the top cracked. It's the bane of my existence with cheesecakes, but alas, I will go on and I will keep trying to make them perfect. Let's see how it tastes. Look at this big sad crack. I didn't want this. But let's see. I bet it tastes good. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, now that I cut into it, she does look kind of beautiful. Let's see how she tastes. Okay. All right, I love this texture. This is the kind of cheesecake texture I like. It's nice and dense, really creamy. And I think I just need to work on that water bath so I don't get that huge crater on top. But it's really, really good. It's the only way I know to describe food. It's really good. So, if you have any tips for me, oh, just cover it with some caramel? Okay, will do. Thank you so much. I'm just gonna keep eating this.